Welcome to Winfield's week of Rugby League, a week of real triumph for two of Australia's greatest ever players, Chris Anderson and Graeme Hughes, who went out on a winning note at Wembley last Saturday in England, winning the 1987 England Challenge Cup final. We'll have all the highlights for that a little bit later on. Also the highlights of the National Panasonic Cup clash between East and New South Wales Country, the Saturday match of the day between Manly and Canberra, the Sunday State Bank big game between Eastern Suburbs and Canterbury, as well as all the highlights of another great weekend of Winfield Cup football. But firstly, our week did begin last Wednesday at Leichhardt Oval. It was Eastern Suburbs up against New South Wales Country.
Hello there and welcome to Leichhardt Oval, and this is a first round National Panasonic Cup match between Eastern Suburbs and New South Wales Country. Now we're right, we're away. He's the only coloured lad in this New South Wales Country side. Morris again at dummy half. Showed the ball on the outside there, turned it back and then got it away. Morris again. He's got a high work rate, this fellow. He covers a lot of ground. He's looking for his fullback at the moment. Danny Lee. He's the only decent sized one out there as far as I can see. There's a cutout pass. The kick's been put downfield. It's a low trajectory kick. And Portlock's over the side, touches it with his foot, over the sideline it goes, and no score. Ron Pillen, the country coach, is he played with Newtown and Balmain during his career. David French took it. Morris has got a long pass out to Chalice. Chalice goes back on the inside, gets a pass back into Brendan Hall. He gets to the halfway line. McGann. Trevor Patterson. Matisse. That all seemed to come to a shuddering halt there at the end of the line there. There was no pace on the end of the Eastern Suburbs line. Spina. Back into McGann. McGann trying to get his arms free. Gets it a pass away now to Portlock. Portlock's got a man over here if he can give it to him. Out to Chalice. He's got some pace. He's going up the sideline and he goes through the ordinary tackle and goes right round and scores right underneath the black dot. Yes, indeed. That was just sheer pace, blinding pace. The National Panasonic Cup replay will indicate just the effect of that pace on this first try. Now McGann here gets the ball away, but it goes to ground. Now from that point on, it was always a try so long as they gave the pass at the right moment. Portlock did it there, French did it there, and Chalice has got all the control and pace in the world. Comes inside the defence there of Marty Gordon, goes round and scores adjacent to the posts. Good one, Graeme Hughes.
Excellent start for Eastern Suburbs, and a little bit of a lesson there for the fullback Marty Gordon, that he should have rushed out to meet Chalice and try and cut down the options and the amount of space that he had to work in.
Portlock gets the goal, so there it is, Eastern Suburbs 6, New South Wales Country 0 after about 8 minutes. Kavanagh in possession, lost it to McGann. Portlock. And David Smith takes it to within a metre of the halfway line. Chipper Gilmeister out to Spina. Spina gets it to Slippery Morris, and Morris is on the perambulate here. There they go, it's another one. Brendan Hall needn't have given the pass to McGann. There was cover defence coming across, but it was all the moment the break was made. That was the end of the section as far as Steve Morris was concerned. This is the way it went. Now watch him come into the move around about here. There's Laurie Spina. And there he suddenly emerges from the crowd. This pass here didn't look absolutely necessary. I think Brendan Hall probably would have made it there himself. Graeme Hughes, what do you think of that?
Steve Morris, undoubtedly one of the most dangerous players in Sydney. Can bob up anywhere on the field. He reads play superbly well, a former halfback. Outstanding pace and good backing up by Eastern Suburbs. The support was always there. unselfish pass there from Brendan Hall, and they certainly know where to score them to make it nice and easy for Wayne Portlock.
Well, here's Portlock now, just about ready to get it over. And it's another 2 points to Eastern Suburbs, so they have moved on now to Eastern Suburbs 12, New South Wales Country 0. All right, the penalty's gone to Eastern Suburbs. It's going to be taken in the middle of the field. It's kicked by Wayne Smith, David Smith rather, and he's found about 18 metres up the sideline. Danny Shepherd got a pass away while he was being tackled. Still going. Weaving back on the inside, going strongly. Now he's submerged by defenders. Trevor Gilmeister goes to dummy half. Gets it away to Portlock. Portlock on to Trevor Patterson. He's through one tackle. Got within 5 metres of the line. Brendan Hall, Ori Spina, McGahn. Beautiful work there. But still the defence holds as David French has stopped about 3 metres out. Wayne Portlock. Well, they all had a go at that. Which they've apparently done. Oh, David French has been put into the clear. He's going upfield now. He's going really searching for possession. He's got the pass away there to French, and French has gone on with it and scores the try. Well, confirming his great potential, this youngster has surged away and done everything asked of him in this particular game. Let's see it again. This long floating pass thrown out there by McGahn. He took it and went strong and straight. When the defence came, he went off that big left foot and then started to accelerate once again, gave the pass at exactly the right time onto his centre partner, David French. And that looks pretty good. Graeme Hughes.
Put it all down to Huey McGahn. A superb long ball. When you're confident you can get away with passes like that. He read the play well. David Smith, a very long strider, showed a ton of pace and good support by his fellow partner, David French. And again, they've made it all too easily for Wayne Portlock, right under the black dot.
Yes, they'll... every time I look up, there's somebody scoring underneath the uprights. Well, there's Portlock coming up with his 3rd goal from 3 attempts. 3 tries now to Wayne Chalice, David French, Hugh McGahn. There's a character here in the audience blowing a bugle, and I know what I'd like to do with the bugle and the fellow that's blowing it. There's French again on the outside. He's hurdled one player, got away with a long stepping run before he's upended and put down about 8 metres into the half of the New South Wales countryside. Well, that pass looked a bit ordinary there, but there's going to be a try coming from it anyway. There's Slippery Morris going in. He did the, what I call the crouch the duck stoop there. He very, very slowly has finished his run. Watch it, and you'll see the head-on shot now as the ball swung out to the right. The standing, that was the pass that I thought that was forward. Now this one here, now watch him as he slows down. That's a sight that we've seen many times. Slippery Morris scoring a try. Now see if we can pinpoint the pass that we thought was forward. I think it was the one back there. That's Slippery Morris going in for what could be more than one tonight. Graeme Hughes.
Well, on this occasion, he's only moved 5 metres off the black dot. The scoreline, not another problem for Wayne Portlock. So Eastern Suburbs certainly well and truly on top as that scoreline goes to 24 points to 0.
It's New South Wales country now doing their level best to get on the board out here. Oh, well, he couldn't. That was Marty Gordon there, the fullback. He went right through. And they'll probably get on the board in 10 minutes in the sin bin. Portlock has been put off for deliberately holding him, failing to get away. But let's see how Gordon went through the gap here. Well, that was the reason for the sending off. I'd like to have seen if we could. Here's the move now, with the head down. Went right through the defence there of 3 players. Portlock at that stage had decided that he wasn't going to let him go. Okay, we're back with the live action now. Danny Lee would be a lot better player if he was to pass the football occasionally. Gee, some of these Eastern Suburbs lads hit hard. Great tackle there by Truella. He's got through some tackling tonight, let me tell you. Cut out pass, it's gone to ground. Spina. Danny Shepherd. Batiste, very close to being through there. Truella, Spina. Morris has busted them wide open. There's another try to McGann. I thought he was going to pass at the end of that. There was no need, really. But he's such an unselfish sort of a player. There was absolutely no need. Here's the National Panasonic Cup replay. The most conventional of moves. Morris took it, gave a pirouette, and went straight ahead. A series of quick hands, got the pass on to McGann. He's in for his second. I don't know what they can do, this crowd. That's a try scored in only a minute and a half of the start of the third quarter. Here's McGann, and here's the point at which he looked like passing again and then decided that he would go in himself. Graeme Hughes.
Excellent footballer, one Hugh McGann, and a man that certainly well, fires this Eastern Suburbs side right up. David Smith taking the goal-kicking duties in the absence of Wayne Portlock, who still has, I believe, a minute to fall in the sin bin.
Okay, well, here's Smith. He's got it round the corner style. It's the first time I've ever seen him kick, so the score races away. The 30 points, Eastern Suburbs, New South Wales Country 0. For their part, the Eastern Suburbs side are showing here's an interesting thing here now. The ball's been kicked out to the right wing. He might stand his man up. He does. He goes round him, loses his footing, beat his own man, came inside. That's why I stopped, because I thought there might have been a try at the end of that. French going for a bit of a rundown. The major number of tackles that Eastern Suburbs are involved in. That's a good pass on to Ron Ryan. Ron Ryan gets up, goes again. Gets a pass to French. French gets it to Spina. Spina goes hard and straight, and it scores. So Laurie Spina has picked up the dregs there from that little move and scored the points. See it again. It all started when Danny Shepherd went very, very straight and hard. Got a pass away there to Ryan. Ryan was upended a few metres short. Got to his feet, bounced to his feet, slipped it away, went to Laurie Spina. Spina sights the opening, used the referee as a bit of a foil, and was in for the try. There's some, just by way of interest for those of you watching this, all the tries have been scored under or just around about the post area, so all the kicks at goal have been very simple ones. Graeme Hughes, what do you think?
Well, just simply a case of Eastern Suburbs as Wayne Portlock again adds the extras. Simply a case of them being far too fit and far too much experience. They take a long time to regroup now as the scoreline goes to 36 points to 0. And a couple of changes now. Brad Tassel out there for Eastern Suburbs in 14, replacing Laurie Spina, and Graham Lees in 14 for New South Wales Country, replacing Cole Kavanagh.
I don't think that pass was meant for Batiste. That's gone to French. French is going up over the halfway, up to the quarter. Gets a pass back on the inside to number 3, David Smith, who came to a very sudden halt there with solid defence. Now, Morris. Wayne Portlock, and there was an uncharacteristic error from Morris. Marty Gordon feels it from French. He doesn't realise that Gordon's the man that kicked the ball that came through there. Chalice. 10 metres from halfway. French is at dummy half. Out to Morris, on to McGann. Trevor Patterson finishes with the ball. Oh, look at this little man go. He's beautiful to watch. Slippery Morris. There's no one on the blind side out there at the moment. As you can see by the way they're making an inroad. Chalice goes streaming upfield and beats one, beats two, gets it into French, and French goes over and scores the simplest of tries. Well, that was just too easy. There was absolutely nobody on the blind side there in the New South Wales country, as our National Panasonic Cup replay will show Batiste again getting the pass away to McGann. Chalice is on the end of it, came back on the inside, steps the fullback. He gets a nice pass away to French, who had to reach backwards to take it. 2 tries to French. That's the first one they've scored other than behind the sticks. Here it is again. A little bit suspect, that pass, but the referee was well in attendance. Chalice, the little shuffle. And that was the action. Graeme Hughes.
Well, again, good backing up from Eastern Suburbs. There was no doubt in my mind, though, the last pass from Chalice inside to David French was forward. And I thought that Chris Ward was in a very good position to see that one, too.
We've got young Smith having a kick at goal here. 1 from 1. This is from about 13, 14 metres out from the line, about 20 metres off centre. Strikes that very nicely, comes up with the extras. So the score now hastens on to Eastern Suburbs 42, Country 0. Only 6 away from the footy tab amount that was given to us earlier on. Oh, beautiful bit of football there by Danny Shepherd to one-handed get the ball away. It's gone to Brad Tessman. Now it's out to Morris. Morris runs into one of his own players, gets it away to McGann. McGann steps through one tackle. He's tackled about 10 metres out from the line. They'll try to keep the ball alive. Tessman runs from dummy half. Made about a 5-metre gain. Simpkins. Trevor Gilmeister. Simpkins. Out she goes. French back on the inside to Batiste. Batiste came to a shuddering halt. They can't put him down, but he stood up in the tackle 2 metres out. And there's a try. It was kicked ahead by Batiste and fallen on by French, who now comes up with 3 tries in this particular game. That was kicked at by Batiste hard. It ricocheted, he kicked it again, and French was able to come in and score the try. So, Graeme Hughes, what did you think of that one?
Well, David French is not going to score any easier tries in 1987. Brian Batiste, the front rower, as they're supposed to do, as you should know yourself, Rex Mossop. The front rowers have got to do all the work, but the backs can have all the glory. And David French, 3 tries tonight.
Yes, indeed. 'Twas ever thus. 'Twas ever thus. Here he comes. Oh, he's made it 3 out of 3, so that's a great performance from him. 48-0. Well, they've still got something like 12 or 13 minutes. They'll get to 50, one would think, without any difficulty. Trevor Gilmeister. Simpkins having a run. He's up over the halfway line. Slippery Morris. Little kick through. He'll get the bounce. Beautiful footwork. And there's a fine tackle. Put him down about 3 metres out from the line. Marty Gordon was the man that pulled the tackle off. Comes out to Simpkins. Simpkins on to Tessman. Tessman to get it away to Patterson. Well, I really feel that called for a pass on that occasion. Oh dear, they just get through and then they do something stupid. McGann had men outside there. There's an awful pass has got along the ground. It's gone to Batiste. Batiste out to Chalice. Chalice goes upfield. He's tackled, put down about 18 metres out from the New South Wales country line. Moving it out there to Ryan. Tessman, French, Gilmeister. He's wrapped up, can't get the pass away. Well, every picture tells a story. About 5 minutes to go. Smith kicks for touch, finds it. Tessman. Simpkins a dummy half. Batiste. Simpkins calling the shots out there at dummy half. There he is on the run around. Gets the pass back to number 9, Patterson. Of Gilmeister. And I believe another try has been scored as the tricolour flags fly. That one was pretty ordinary stuff, but nonetheless, they all count. That was scored directly underneath the posts. They're watching it now. Smith's been successful. They haven't missed a goal tonight, Eastern Suburbs. Every goal they've attempted, they've kicked. It's a remarkable record. They will play Canterbury Bankstown in the quarterfinals and should warn Warren Ryan that Easts have never lost a quarter-final in the Cup's history. So there's a bit of information that's just been handed to me. So that's the full-time, the business. Let's have a look at the scores, and if we've got enough time, we'll go right through them because it's all Eastern Suburbs. Chalice a try, McGann a try, French 3 tries, McGann was 2, Morrison, Spooner and Simpkins a try each. The goals have come from 5 from Portlock and 4 from Smith, 54 points.
The Saturday match of the day saw the return of Noel Crusher Cleal to the Manly Warringah outfit. They went to Canberra to take on the Raiders at Seaford Oval. Noel Cleal was in great form and so were the Sea Eagles.
From the Australian capital, the Canberra Raiders, coached by Don Fern.
So there we are, the Canberra Raiders coming onto the field, and that back line with Meninga and Jackson in the centres. What a clash it's going to be in the centres this afternoon. The little halfback Kevin Walters has been improving with every game since Chris O'Sullivan was suspended, and the forward pack with Dean Lance calling the shots at captain. Backo Walters, the brother of Kevin Walters, Steve Walters at hooker, and Todd in the front row, and Wayne Bennett and Don Fern are the coaches. Trump card this afternoon, well, it could be Gary Belcher. He's had an outstanding couple of seasons so far in Sydney football and continued that great form on the Australian tour, and he's very close to gaining an Australian jumper.
Coming from the shores of Sydney and representing Manly, the men known as the Sea Eagles.
And there's the Manly back line this afternoon. Ian Barkley wearing Guernsey number 23 coming in as the centre replacement for Dale Shearer. And the Manly forwards, well, Noel Cleal coming back for his first grade game since breaking his arm against Hull on the Kangaroo Tour. He and Gibbs and Vorton form a very strong back row. And the trump card, well, could well be Noel Cleal this afternoon because Big Crusher is very keen to play for country on May the 16th. And he's only got a couple of games to tell the country selectors that he's ready, fit, willing and able. The referee will be Mr. McCallum. So Greg McCallum blows the whistle, and Cochrane it is who starts play. Down over the Canberra quarter line, and already we see that slippery ball having a telling effect. It's knocked on there by Dean Lance, the Canberra captain. First scrum of the match will go down. Only about 18 metres out from Canberra's line. Des Hazard to put the ball into the scrum. Coming out Manly's way. It comes across to Lyons. Lyons on the quarter line is going to be held up 23 metres out from the Canberra line. The ball comes away to Gibbs, and Gibbs is well and truly held up there by Todd, and also lending assistance is Meninga, but it's going to be a penalty.
It's obviously referee McCullum shouted L to the big fella there, Meninga. There you see it.
But the penalty attempt being attempted by Mal Cochrane from right in front of the post on the quarter line. The chance to send the Sea Eagles away with a 2-0 lead. There's Cochrane, moves in, there's the kick, and he's got it. So it's 2 points to Manly, and after just 2.5 minutes play, Manly are leading Canberra by 2 points to 0. And O'Connor down injured. Now, Michael O'Connor missed last week's game because of this injury. We might go down to the sideline. Ian Hansen.
Doesn't look good at all for Manly and Michael O'Connor. He went down on that tackle, then clutched his ankle, and it'll be a real body blow if O'Connor's forced off the field after Shearer, in fact, failed to start the game.
And of course, they've already got a lot of problems too, Ian, with Chris Close unable to take his place in the Manly lineup this afternoon. They had to have Barkley come in as a centre replacement. We might even see young Greg Austin get a taste of first-grade football, a young fellow who you watched very closely in the reserve-grade match.
Had a super game, the son of Reg Austin, the world veteran sprint champion, and he's just returned back from Salford in England. Steve will know him very well from over there. He arrived from England on Tuesday night, scored 4 sizzling tries, and he's a real boost for this Manly side because, as you said, Shearer out, Close out, O'Connor's still down getting treatment, and I think he's going to continue. The ankle is heavily strapped, and he's going to continue on playing.
Obviously thinks that he's still in England. 4 good tries there. And that put a smile on coach Bobby Fulton because, as you said, not a great deal of depth in that 3-quarter line.
So Manly have got the ball. O'Connor still stretching out over towards the far touchline as Williams is taken in good defence by Canberra. That was Lance and Henjak involved. Lyons is 8 metres his own side of halfway. Now going without it is broken. Shearer and Todd's got it for Canberra. They badly mucked that one up, Manly, as the ball comes away to Bacco, and Bacco running straight and hard. He knows no other way to go, and in fact he's lost the ball. Well, I think we're going to see a lot of that this afternoon.
Well, that was good work by Cressy Cleal. He took man and all and the ball and then just took it off him. So simple.
Manly with it, just out from their own quarter line. That long pass goes to Lyons, and Lyons is in that gap. He's up to the halfway line, and Cliff Lyons is down towards Belcher. His pass comes back on the inside. It's picked up beautifully on the half volley by Hazard, and now it's loose. And Lyons falls on the loose ball, but we're going to come back for the knock-on. Great football from Cliff Lyons as he went straight through the gap, and the Canberra defence hung off, waiting for the ball to come to O'Connor.
Well, they certainly did here. Henjak missed it through, and the second rower, Ashley Gilbert, left a real big gap there. It was an awful pass, worth the attempt, worth the try.
Hasler, that wide ball comes across towards Barkley. Barkley running it back in amongst the forwards. Mustn't be easy for him out there today because he's played all season in second row, and very foreign to be out on the centres. Oh, there's a silly pass, but well picked up by Cochrane. It goes to Cleal. Cleal's got his pass out here towards Ronson. Ronson versus Corkery. Ronson's got round Corkery. Ronson down to the halfway. He's got Lyons in support. It goes to Lyons. He takes it beautifully one-handed. Lyons for the line. Lyons will score. Good try from Manly. Started by some beautiful work by David Ronson back on his own quarter line as he got on the outside of his opposite number and set Lyons up perfectly.
Certainly was, David. Good play indeed. It was a bit scrappy to start with. They kept the ball alive, and that's what it's all about. And this guy was having a great game last season. Now, you can see it's all desperation stuff. Clearly, he's on his own, this guy, and full credit to Ronson. He steps up his opposite, Corkery, and watch him go through. Now, you see Hasler calling on the outside. That pulls the man across the full-back, leaves it wide open for the 5'8" Lions. We'll probably get a ticking off from Fulton for doing that. We can do well with that. Now look at this step. Beautiful position play. He was all on his own. Good play. Now watch Hasler. He takes Belcher out of it. You'll see Belcher appear. There he goes. And leaves the pass on the inside. You find for 5'8". In for the try. Good football.
And Cochrane, his second kick of the afternoon. Well, they always say that's the mark of a good winger, Steve-o, one who can get on the outside of his man. Well, Ronson did that perfectly then. Here's Cochrane moving in, the attempt to convert the Lions, try it straight over the dot. So Manly have skipped away to lead by 8 points to 0.
And fully deserved that lead, David. It's very interesting to see that they're trying to keep the ball alive. A bit of a gamble in these slippery conditions, but it certainly paid off for them. But that was down to tremendous individual football by the young winger.
Oh, Williams almost knocked that on. Now Tyser's going from dummy half up to the quarter line. Coming down the centre is Brokenshire. Cochrane again a dummy half. He finds a runner in Daly. Daly almost overrun that. He's lost the ball, in fact, as it's come out now towards Jackson. Now Jackson slips over. Just couldn't quite get his footing then. Had a bit of a gap there too. Now taking it down the centre is Gilbert. Gilbert's down on the Manly quarter line. Now the Walters brothers do a little bit of a work move together. And that's Kevin Walters from dummy half. Only 17 or 18 metres out from that Manly line. Steve Walters still going. He's only 10 metres away from that Manly line as it comes out now to Henjack. Henjack's long pass finds Jackson. Jackson trying to get the pass away. He does. It goes to Belcher. Belcher's pass comes back on the inside. It's a try. It's a try to Canberra. I think Bacco has scored. Let's wait and see who gets up, but I think it's big Sam Bacco who scores the try. And Canberra hit back immediately with a good try. And good football, especially from Jackson and Belcher. Belcher slipped that pass well, and Sam Bacco scores again on ABC television.
Well, this was really good play here. Now, the hooker gets the ball away here. How he does it, well, they do have brains, some of these kids. Now, Henjack, long ball out wide here to Jackson. He steps, and he squeezes the ball out the top. Good backing up from the full-back, and good play on the inside there. That's how to follow the man with the ball. Strength takes him over. Watch the wide-out angle. Now, that's a good step by Jackson. He knows exactly what's happening. Good support play by the full-back. Inside. That's what forward play is all about. Follow the man with the ball. Good try. What a way to bounce back.
His second try of the season, and boy, didn't he need a good game today. He was one of the main offenders in Canberra's demise against Parramatta last week. But good start for Big Sam.
Sam Bacco, the man that Don Ferner discovered playing in a pub side, would you believe, here in the ACT. Originally comes from Ingham in North Queensland, so there'll be plenty of supporters for Sam Bacco up there. Here's Meninga back towards the quarter line. There's the kick. He's got it high in the air. I think it's going to go across the face. It does. And so the score here remains after about 17 minutes play. Manly leading Canberra by 8 points to 4. Right on the halfway line. The scrum's won by Manly, and Hasler is immediately claimed and pushed back a few metres inside Manly's territory. In a dummy half, that's Vaughton. Now Williams. Williams back towards the halfway line. Lyons a dummy half. Now it's to Brokenshire. Down the centre he goes. Hasler, Lyons, that little kick over the top, well read by Carey, and Carey's got it for Canberra. And he's got away from Barkley. Well, he got away from him initially, and then he's tackled by the two centres, Barkley and O'Connor. And now taking it up is Corkery. In fact, he slips over when he gets to the defence. Let's go down to the sideline and see what Ian Hanson's got for us.
Thanks, David. Yes, I was at Parramatta Stadium last week and saw Gary Belcher rip them apart. And there goes Peter Jackson inside to Belcher now. He's taking...
And there's the ball over the dead ball line, but this will be, well, I'd like to have a look at that one again, whether Belcher was taken out of the play after he put the kick in. It'll be very interesting to see whether Belcher, when he put that kick in... Now, let's have a look. Oh, touch and go, wasn't it? Getting very dark here at Canberra in Queanbeyan as well. Now as Henjack got the ball back, it goes to Belcher. Belcher's got Meninga in support. The big man for the corner, he won't get there. Great cover defence from Vaughton. He's only about 5 metres out as it comes from Carey to Belcher. He's knocked it backwards. He'll get up and play it. Only 8 metres out, though, from that Manly line as Henjack goes the blind side. Away it goes to Meninga. Meninga trying to force his way over, and the big man's been pushed across the touchline, says the touch judge. And so the scrum will go down only a few metres out from Manly's line and 10 metres in from that scoreboard touchline.
Michael O'Connor has just told the Manly trainer he wants 5 more minutes. That means he'll be off any tick of the clock.
I'd say 5 minutes. That's any tick of the clock. Manly have won that scrum. What a great cover tackle that was from Vaughton.
Certainly was, David. He was a try saver, no doubt about it. The big fellow was roaring for the line. There's good football by Canberra Raiders, and there's a few forwards out there on the Manly side not wanting to get involved. There's a few with their hands on their hips, and the rain siling down now.
You can hear Ian Henson crying. Not the most comfortable place to be on the sideline in conditions like this, as it comes away to Williams, and Williams to kick it up over the halfway line. And Corkery getting back, and Corkery takes that splendidly. Good take from the youngster, and now tries to get round Lyons, and he can't do so. But he's back to within about 8 metres of the halfway line. You might even be able to hear the rain. It really is coming down quite hard at the moment, as Carey gets it back to the halfway. 8 points to 4 in favour of Manly over Canberra. 16 minutes remaining in the first half. Now that's Belcher. Belcher, he tried to throw the pass, but Jackson was standing about 2 metres in front of him. They've made a meal of it. Both sides have knocked it on, and so the scrum will go down just inside Manly's territory. In fact, Manly have won the scrums 2-1 so far. Not 2 scrums to 1, but they've won a majority of 2-1. So they've had most of the ball, Manly.
They certainly have, David, but if this rain continues, it's going to be the side that does the least mistakes that takes out the win today.
There's Williams up over the halfway line. Lance was there, and Jackson over the top. Barkley, Lyons. And Lyons has gone without it. It's loose. Vorton's got it. Vorton plays, it's almost like a skating rink out there. Lyons is flat on his face in the background. He's not moved. 10 metres inside Canberra's territory. Cliff Lyons, he started to move then, so the Manly trainers are on it. What a hit that was as Gibbs, but look at that Gibbs go. She's a hard man to stop as Cochrane goes from dummy half. Cochrane over the quarter line. Coyle for the line. Coyle's in. Try to Manly. Cochrane spotted the opening, went down to the quarter line, and Coyle just tracked him through like a shearer's dog and has scored right next to the post, and Manly lead 12-4.
Good thinking by the hooker here. Tremendous play. They often say that these number 12s have got no brains, but he realised what was on. It was shoddy display by the Canberra defence. They were all looking for something, the ball to be spun out wide, and Cleel goes in for a well-deserved try. Good step by the hooker. Once again, we see Ashley Gilbert make the mistake. And there's a big crusher. Look at his face. You beauty, he said. And what a time to score.
Crusher's second try of the season. Welcome back, big fella. Look out, City.
Last year, Noel Cleel, 5 tries and 9 goals. The man who, Graham Roberts pointing out how many clubs has he played with. But gee, he's been round Warringah, Easts. He's been, I know he's been at Scone. He's been at Sawtell. He's been at Wandai in Queensland. I know big brother Les is probably watching up there at Gundawindi. I noticed that Gundawindi had another huge win again last week. Missed tackles at the moment. Canberra have missed 14 tackles as against Manly 6. And that really is reflected on the scoreboard. Cochrane from almost in front. And there's the kick, and it's successful. And so Manly skip away to lead by 10 points. It's 14 points to 4 as we go to the sideline, and Ian Hansen.
Thanks, David. Yes, bad loss here for Manly. O'Connor off the field. And as we tipped, Greg Austin, who just flew in from England, is on.
And Canberra take it up the short side as it comes out to Corkery. Corkery, he got away from Austin. He almost lost the ball. In fact, Manly have got it now. Brokenshire running like a 3-quarter is cut down in good defence by Meninga. Down on the quarter line as Gibbs sends it back the other way. It goes to Lyons. Lyons' pass comes out to Cochrane. Cochrane's over the quarter line. He's got Austin in support. Austin for the corner. Austin very close. We'll wait for the referee. I think it's a try to Austin.
Great try, David, and fully deserved. And I'm afraid Canberra Raiders, they fell for the dummy there. They held off. You can't afford to hold off and let the attack come to you. It creates open spaces. But good play by the Cliff Lyons. Beautiful long ball out here. See Cochrane. Beautiful play. Feeds the wingman. Now this guy goes in for his 5th try of the day. 4 in reserve grade. No doubt about it. Now watch the play of Lyons here. He's injected himself well. He throws a dummy inside. Now look at the Canberra Raiders. They didn't move up. They left it wide open. And he's pretty fast, is Cochrane. And good play here. Henjack was the man coming to cover, but far too late.
His first try of the season in first grade, but as Devo said, his 5th try of the day. And young Greg Austin just may want to come back to Seaford Oval, Queanbeyan every week.
There's the kick from Cochrane. It looks fairly good. Oh, only just missed. So there's half-time. Ian Henson.
Well, this week, David, it's the Canberra Raiders with the boot well and truly on the other foot. Last week they led Parramatta. This week they're trailing Manly, and it was the Raiders who were booed off the field at half-time, and it's going to be very tough for them to come back. And Canberra coach Don Furner wants them to really concentrate on controlling this ball. He knows they can come back. He's confident they can, and he wants them to really work hard, just like Parramatta did last week. In the Manly room, Manly coach Bob Fulton is delighted with the way his players are handling these conditions. He's happy with the kicking game. Lyons, Williams, who had treatment for a shoulder injury at half-time, but is back out there, and also Vaughton controlling the kicking. He wants Noel Cliddle to get involved, and Big Crusher, we might see a lot more of him in the second half.
So that penalty going to Manly after Bacco wouldn't allow Gibbs to get up and play the ball. Second kick taken by Ticehurst. 14 metres inside Canberra's territory, about 14 metres in from the grandstand touchline as Gibbs comes down the centre. The decoy was broken sheer. Todd and Bacco the tacklers. Now it comes to Cleal, straight down the centre, and Cleal down to the quarter line. Good defence right round the bootlaces was Kevin Walters. It goes now from Cochrane to Hazler. The long ball goes to Lyons. He cuts out one that's been knocked on by Ronson and goes straight into the hands of Henjack, who's tackled by Ronson. Midway half and quarter line inside Canberra's territory as they run it back towards the halfway line. And there's the sorry tale of woe as far as Canberra are concerned this afternoon. They're just missing too many tackles.
Certainly are, David. They're not moving up on the Manly attack at all. Disappointing, I'm sure, for Bennett and Furner.
Oof. Walters back in amongst those forwards. No passage down there. Steve Walters gets it. Walters tries that little chip and chase. Back there is Hasler to dive on the loose ball. And he'll get up and play it for Manly just outside his own quarter line.
Good
Smart
play.
thinking from the hooker.
Certainly was. Good play by the hooker, but good play by Hasler. And I'm sure that Fulton realises in these conditions they're leading by those 14 points. They can afford to have Hasler back in the sweeping position for all the 6 attempts for Canberra to score a try.
A good tackle's affected there by Dean Lance as Gibbs comes down the centre. He's got away from the first defender, which was Lance. He can't get through the next pair of Canberra players. There's now a little chip and chase from Cochrane. And look at that. Would have done an Australian cricketer proud, that one. In fact, it was almost a belly flop from Steve Walters, the hooker, and there's so much water on the field it probably wouldn't have tickled anyway. There's a kick from Meninga. It's going to doesn't go into touch. It rolls back into the in-goal area. Williams is there. Carey's up there chasing. He's away from Corkery. Now Meninga's got him. And Meninga has hit the... Mal Meninga has hit the upright in effecting that tackle.
Oh, well, this is something that you hate to see in rugby league. Just pure accident, and oh dearie me, I know they have padding on those goalposts, and that's something that we hate to see in rugby league. Well, he's obviously done something to his left forearm there, and
oh, gee, I hope it's not broken or anything. I really do. Gee, he crashed into that pole. I thought the pole was going to go down injured for a while. I don't think I'd like to be tackled by Mal Meninga. Well, Canberra have got the ball anyway, down towards the quarter line, so they've got a chance now. They're attacking, and that's Gilbert. And Meninga is definitely leaving the field as it comes across now to Jackson. Jackson puts the ball onto his boot and getting back there and diving on it is Ticehurst. And Ticehurst will get up and play it a few metres out from the Manly line.
Well, I don't think you'll see much fancy stuff here from Manly. In fact, the entire second half, I think they'll play really to keeping it very, very quiet indeed.
And by the looks of things, now Meninga's certainly injured that left forearm or wrist. And Chris Kinner, I think it is, who'll be coming on. Coyne. I think you can almost hear the rain on some of the effects microphones. It's that heavy. Down the centre comes Kevin Walters. Walters got the pass away. It's been socked through by Belcher, but the referee's going to rule it a knock-on. Carey also taken out of the action over there on the far side, and the referee, the touch judge is in. Manly player will get cautioned over that one, I think.
Well, it was obvious that referee McCullum had blown the whistle. There, the touch judge is doing his job. He has to come on there. It was a high tackle. And I can tell you that it's a lot warmer up here than it is down there.
Well, they don't look like drowned rats yet. A couple of our cameramen do, by the looks of things. They really have struck. Some of these people must be very hardy souls too, Mike, because they're still out there watching it. It's a wonder some of them can see it. Is that dark?
Yeah, true rugby league fans, they deserve a medal.
Walters, away it goes now to Todd down the centre, and that's a good tackle. It's Brokenshire who came up with that one. And going from the dummy half, Steve Walters to Kevin Walters, the brother, as it comes out now to Henjack, and he slips over. He tried to duck under the tackle of Lyons. I'll bring it back this side through Steve Walters. It comes now from Coyne to Jackson. Jackson again puts the grubber kick in. Tysur's racing back, so too is Williams. They both dive to the ball. It is pushed across the dead ball line. And play will restart with the line dropout. So Canberra will retain possession.
Well, once again, we see here that a little bit frustrated Canberra. They're having to use this ploy all the time, but good positioning by the wingman there. And the fullback Williams. They're working very hard for each other, this Manly side. Good team spirit. And they're fully aware that this defence of the Manly is really upsetting Canberra. And they've got to use the kick to try to break it through.
Belcher runs it back. Manly have missed 4 tackles in the second half. Canberra have missed 11. A little knock on then. I don't think Belcher agreed with the referee, but not much you could do about it. Manly leading Canberra 18 points to 4. And this rain just continues to drive in. A lot of these forwards really struggling to get to their feet. There's still 20 minutes to go in the match.
Well, you can't blame them, David. They realise that they've got to share most of the work.
Now another knock on.
And while the three quarters may be getting wet, these guys in the forwards have to go in every time there's a mistake, and it's no much fun in there.
Well, Canberra won the scrum, and Walters decides to go on his own. He's over the quarter line. Walters going for the line. He sends the pass out, but it's been intercepted, and Manly come up with it only a few metres out from their own line, and that's Austin.
Well, that was a golden opportunity there. Good play by Kevin Walters. The youngster took it on the blind side, and that should have resulted in a try.
I thought when he got into the clear himself, I thought he was going to get there himself.
He probably did the right thing. He was looking for the wingman, and there you can see him trying to get there, but full credit there to the wingman. Good play by Tyshurst. Got himself in between the man that was backing up, and let's give him credit for that.
So about 18 minutes to go. Manly run it away from the base. In fact, they've lost the ball, and now Jackson's lost it. Knock on both ways. It's worse than a cake of soap now, that football.
Well, there you see, it really is a bit farcical now.
Coyne, the tackler. Cochrane. Lyons. Comes away to Cleal. Cleal throws the dummy. Cleal down to the quarter line. He's got support, and the ball's gone loose after it was attempted to be intercepted, and Belcher's got it for Canberra.
Good play by the fullback. That was a try on the board there to Manly. He took the gamble, took the risk, and went for the ball. You'll see the ball here from Cleal. Now this is try time. He's looking for Barkley. Barkley should have scored here, and whoa, he went for it, took the gamble. Bolton tried for it and came up with the goods.
Canberra with the ball down towards the halfway line. Still their own side of halfway as Jackson runs freely back on the inside to Belcher. And Belcher down towards the quarter line. The ball comes back on the inside. And Canberra have almost got it down on the Manly quarter line now. As Corkery plays the ball, it comes from Henjack, away it goes now to Jackson, and now to little Kevin Walters, and away it goes to Todd, and Todd pass goes to Lance, and back it goes to the second row, and Gilbert scores a try. Canberra back in under the post.
Well, under those conditions, David, that is a fantastic try. You would have thought that the sun was shining. That really was great football. Now, it was good football that got into this position. A beautiful pass onto the halfback. Halfback there, out onto Meninga, sorry. There's the Brent Todd onto Ashley Gilbert, and the pressure was there. Beautiful ball here. Now, what's the halfback? Beautiful ball onto the prop. And the New Zealander does the right thing. Dean Lance back inside. Ashley Gilbert, and slides straight in for a try, and what a vital try.
So there we are, Ashley Gilbert, his first try of the season. He's been playing down here since Canberra came into the competition, graded as a lock from Crookwell, which is not all that far away from Canberra. Scored 8 tries last year. And did represent City last year as Carey moves in. There's the extras, and they're there. So are we going to see a remarkable comeback? 12 minutes left in the match. Can they do it again? This huge wind is still at their back. It's 18 points to 10 in favour of Manly. They still have to score twice, but they've got their spirits up. And Lance has tackled a few metres further downfield, or slid a few metres further downfield. Kick comes in. Down towards the Manly quarter line. Tyser's getting back. The ball will beat him across the touchline. That's a fabulous kick from Jackson. There's 7 minutes left in the match. The referee ruling it was touched.
Well, that's a vital touch indeed if that was the case. They desperately need possession here, Canberra, to get back into this game. We're slipping into the 6th minute.
Steve O'Callaghan coming on. Steve O'Callaghan, the replacement for Matthew Corkery, who limped from the field. Canberra's last opportunity as the ball comes out from Kevin Walters to Henjack, and now it goes to Belcher, and that was well read by the Manly defence. Belcher will get up and play it. 18 metres out. Henjack sends it away. It goes to Jackson again, and Jackson trying to get in behind that Manly defence.
He's tried very hard, David, this centre. The Queensland boy has done very well indeed.
And here's O'Callaghan, who's just come onto the field. Only about 10 metres out, though, as it comes back to to Kevin Walters. He throws the dummies. He's still going. He's got within a couple of metres of the line. Steve Walters, his brother, in a dummy half. That'll be a penalty. It's against Hasler.
Well, a lack of concentration there from Hasler. They could have done without that one. But Canberra ought to be a little bit quicker here.
He's going to have the shot at goal, I think.
Well, he's obviously going to take the 2 points and then launch an attack to at least grab 1 point from a draw in the last 5 minutes. You may think these are unusual tactics, but get the 2 points, at least it gives them a chance to launch everything into the last 5 minutes and maybe snatch, well, a draw that, quite frankly, they'll be very fortunate to get away with.
And he's missed it.
Well, I think you can say the writing is well and truly on the wall now.
Brokenshire just takes it ahead. Good run. That's all Manly will do, because that's all they have to do now for the remainder of the game, really. Just take it up, 1 out. As Gibbs comes straight down the centre of the ruck. Tackle just inside Canberra's territory. Struggles to his feet. Plays the ball to Cochrane. Now it's Cleal who goes down the centre. Cleal is met in good defence.
You would have liked this, David, because it really has slowed the game down.
Lions just inside Canberra's territory. Back towards the centre of the field. They're not going to mind There's the full-time siren in the background. It's all over. So the score here, after what was horrific conditions in the second half, Manly, after leading 18 points to 4 at half-time, have defeated Canberra by 18 points to 10. Those try scorers for Manly, all in the first half. Cliff Lyons, Noel Cleal and Greg Austin, and Mal Cochrane kicked 3 goals, while for Canberra, Sam Bacco and Ashley Gilbert were the try scorers, and the goal was kicked by their winger, Phil Carey. And of course, they lost Mal Meninga midway through the second half with a broken arm after a freak accident when he finished up colliding with the goalposts.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. 'Cause winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot, making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
The Sunday State Bank big game at Henson Park saw Eastern Suburbs up against Canterbury Bankstown. This was going to be a real test for the Roosters to see just in fact if they were going to be real semi-final prospects in 1987.
The State Bank Big Game presents the Winfield Cup.
Hello and welcome to Henson Park for our Winfield Cup match of the round between Eastern Suburbs and Canterbury Bankstown. Both teams are on equal par with 12 points in the premiership table. Last Saturday, East went down to Manly by 18 points to 10 at Brookvale Oval, while on Sunday, Canterbury were just too tough for Cronulla at Belmore with a convincing 26 points to 10 win. The Roosters team lineup for today is Worth, Morris, Smith, French, Chalice, Hall, Spina, McGahn, Gilmeister, Tessman, Batiste, Truella and Shepherd. And their coach Arthur Beetson must be fairly happy with his team's progress in 1987. Canterbury's team to take the field today is Potter, Campbell, Hagan, Farrar, Frendo, Lamb, Jason Alchin at number 20, Langmack, Folkes, Gillespie, Jarvis, Bugden, Tunks is captain. Kevin Roberts is the referee for our State Bank big game from Henson Park. Well, another beautiful autumn day here at Henson Park, and we've got the kick-off coming up now. Eastern Suburbs have been to kick-off. Andrew Farrar's got the ball and driven it back downfield with a high towering kick taken by Gary Worth. Worth is midway between his quarter and the halfway, runs about 8 yards, tackles straight away. We're going to see exactly what Eastern Suburbs are made of this afternoon. How do you see it, Graeme Hughes, on the sideline?
I'm expecting a very big performance from Eastern Suburbs. Canterbury Bankstown are without Steve Mortimer. I thought they played exceptionally well against Cronulla, but the big crunch today for this man taking the ball up, Danny Shepherd, I think that's where the game normally against Canterbury Bankstown tends to be won or lost in the forwards. A mistake here early from Huey McGahn, but also a lot of pressure on the two centres, David Smith and David French. They both played very well midweek in the National Panasonic Cup, but they're up against a man very much in form in Andrew Farrar.
Okay, and you're tipping who to win?
I'm going for Canterbury to win, mainly on the strength of their forwards yet again.
Okay. First scrum of the match, fed by Alchin. It runs around to the open side of the scrum there. Terry Lamb's at dummy half, feeds it out there to Hagan. Hagan slips and falls on the halfway line. Potter's now at dummy half. Gets the pass away to Jarvis, and Jarvis is, well, he's created an error straight away, lost the ball. Now, he went through last week only dropping the ball once. That was the first time he's touched it, and he's come up with the error. Tessman now for Eastern Suburbs, brings it back a few metres. There's Brian Batiste playing against his old side. He'll get, one would think, plenty. Here McGann slips a tackle. David Truella goes to dummy half, as he does quite a lot. Laurie Spina loses his footing. We had heavy overnight rain here in Sydney, but it hasn't made any difference to the ground. It's absolutely beautiful, although some of the players are finding difficulty keeping their footing. Well, they all let it bounce. It's still there, and still with Eastern Suburbs. Balled on by Brendan Hall. And there is a penalty inside the 5 yards. Got up quickly, did Brendan Hall, played it. And that's the way those sort of things go. He was, the Canterbury players took the odds to it, been penalised for being inside the 5. The first kick-at goal of the match will be taken by David Smith. He'll have to aim this slightly outside the right-hand upright. He is a round the corner kicker. The distance is about 4 metres outside the corner. And about 12 metres in from the sideline, strikes it, and it is away. No score on that occasion. Eastern Suburbs 0, Canterbury 0. Batiste there getting up to his feet, then on to Tessman. Trying to offload there too, and rather dangerously. Truella. Spina. Spina's sighted, an opening is gone. Got it away to McGann. McGann's getting it out there to support. That's Hall. Brendan Hall's gone, and he's been ankle tapped from behind legitimately. Got up and played it. 6 to go, says the referee. The referee still playing the advantage rules. Picked up by Batiste. Batiste goes startling, really goes hard and goes forward. Gets up to the quarter line before he offloads to Truella. Now it's out to McGann. McGann out to French. French puts the ball down. It's still 6 to go, is it? No. The referee hasn't ruled on that. Batiste running sideways, gets a pass away there to French, and now it's out to Chalice, and Chalice has gone beautifully up the sideline, has his legs taken away by Potter, only a few metres out. Moving it out there to young Smith. Smith runs into a wall of defenders, only about 5 metres out from the line. Eastern Suburbs on the boil at the moment. Out to Spina. Spina off to Brendan Hall. Can't get a pass away. Last tackle coming up. Out to Worth. Worth's gone for the high kick. It's hanging up in the air. Let's see who can get this one. Oh, it's going back to Potter. He caught it diving full length. And that's Canterbury Bankstown off the hook. Alchin. Stephen Folkes. Bugden. Peter Tunks. Now they're in the mode of trying to get the ball away from their goal line. Alchin. Lamb. Given away to Andrew Farrer. Farrer gets a pass out there to Frendo. Frendo goes up to the quarter. Gets beyond the quarter by 11 metres before he's tackled. Last tackle coming up. It's gone back to Farrer. Farrer searching down the line. Goes to Gary Worth. He's got the ball now. He brings it back towards the halfway line and is tackled right on the halfway. Crowd applauding this. They're enjoying it. Out to Spina, on to Batiste. Batiste running well, but it set himself to run slightly sideways and was an easy mark for the fast defenders coming in. Out to McGann. Driven backwards. Spina. Smith. Tessman. Dropped the ball, picked up by Frendo. Change of possession here in the last couple of minutes have been pretty astronomical. Bugden. Folkes coming up to halfway. Lamb goes to the kick downfield. That will be a good one. And over the sideline it goes. We've had 15 minutes of play, 16 minutes perhaps. Still no score on the board. And on the State Bank replay, you've just seen a lovely grubber kick by Terry Lamb. Or his spinner. Brendan Hall. Morris. Tessman. Jarvis the tackler. Spina. Batiste. Running well, wide out there. To Spina. Little kick over the top. Taken by Sandy Campbell. Put out and loses the ball. Out to Brendan Hall. Long cutout pass goes out to French. French has got plenty of pace. He goes about 10 metres before running into defence. Brendan Hall. Back to Worth. Worth likes to score tries. Worth's going to score! He is! Yes, indeed. Backed up on the inside. Took a pass and went over unopposed. That's a bit of a slap in the eye to Canterbury at the moment. We shall see, but early days, of course, but see it again. They move the ball quickly to the left. Brendan Hall away to Danny Shepherd. Shepherd got it to Gary Worth, who started running diagonally. He's got the pace to do it, and he stood Potter up the pace. And that is an excellent try to Gary Worth. See it again from head on. McGann's long pass out to Brendan Hall. He got it to Danny Shepherd. Danny Shepherd got a one-handed pass away, taken well, and the diagonal run by Worth absolutely did Potter. And then he was able to straighten and go on and score. Graeme Hughes.
Excellent start by Eastern Suburbs. I noticed that Mark Bugden was out of the front defensive line. He's carrying an injury. He's now been replaced in the Canterbury side by number 40, Michael Reid, from the reserve grade, but a great start by the Roosters.
Okay, well, we've got David Smith, who's got none from one. Mark Bugden just leaving the field. This kick should not pose any problems. Directly in front. And it makes it 6 points to 0 in favour of Eastern Suburbs over Canterbury at Henson Park. On to McGann. McGann running well. That's a gain of about 17 metres there. Gets to his feet, plays it. It was kicked through. 6 to go it should be. The referee has missed that. Tessman, straight and hard. He's quite an effective front row forward, this fellow, when he gets into the right attitude. Oh, bless my soul. Let's have a look at that. That'd rattle your teeth. Gee whiz. Oh, bless my soul. That was Gilmeister there on the end of a tackle by Gillespie. Beautifully taken there by Potter. Hagan running it away. Slips and falls, as a few of them have done. Jarvis. Yes, you've got a report on Mark Bugden.
Apparently Bugden took a bit of a virus into the game and he was just too physically ill to continue and paid the penalty.
Okay, we're back with the action here. It's been Gillespie that's made a break from his own quarter up to that position. He's still running there, still going towards the Eastern Suburbs quarter. It's a gain of about 30 metres out to Peter Tunks. Peter Tunks gets a pass away to Terry Lamb. Lamb is held straight away on the quarter. Out to Alchin, weaves and goes back and kicks badly. Well, we've got a touch judge in at the moment. We'll see what this is about. It's Laurie Spina's being called over. There's Laurie Spina. There's Hugh McGann. He's only there as the captain of the incident. Well, I can't see exactly what happened there. Yes, Graham.
Spina has been penalised for holding back players, trying to get to the Canterbury ball runners and trying to give some support. So the touch judge picked him off for that, and now it's going to cost them a chance with Canterbury 6 more.
Okay. They're back to the quarter line. Now let's see what Canterbury can do. They've done reasonably well, but they're still down by 6 points. It's out to Hagan now. Hagan going cross-field. And it was an easy mark for the defence. Farah running from dummy half, trying to make the break in that area. Muller runs from dummy half. Gains a few more metres. Folks. Peter Tucks. Back on the inside, it went to Langmack. Folks. 7 metres out from the line, and now the last tackle coming. Muller. And that's a try. Simply done. Sandy Campbell was able to come up the sideline and come on the end of a Peter Tucks grubber kick that was put through. And that is a great pity for Eastern Suburbs, but nonetheless, it was well done. It all happened so simply. The defence was just caught napping totally. Let's see it again from the up elevated shot. There's the kick. There's the defence. Non-event. And right in the end goal area, in the junction of the corner, that's where he fell on it. Slippery Morris was unable to foot it to get there in time, so that's the way that try came about. I'm a bit surprised at the Eastern Suburbs defence not being anywhere around about on that occasion, Graeme Hughes.
The fullback was very deep in the in-goal area. Maybe he could have been a little bit shallower protecting the try line itself, but that's how Canterbury make you pay when you continue to come up with errors inside your own half, and Laurie Spina was the man that really has cost the Roosters those 4 points.
All right, well, that's 22 goals that Lamb's had in 1987 so far. It's got a difficult one to start the ball rolling today. It's about 3 metres in from the sideline, about a metre out from the quarter. And one suggests he'll have to aim slightly to the right of the right-hand upright. Moving in now. Well, he did everything that was asked of him there, except the ball didn't curl around from right to left. So it remains Eastern Suburbs 6, Canterbury 4. And from the kickoff, Hagan. Developing into a good quality first-grade footballer now, Hagan. Out to Alchin. Muller to Jarvis. Pounding his way upfield. Muller. Farah kicks downfield. Bounces over the head of Gary Worth. Feels it now. He's got quite a line up to get around. They picked him off about 12 metres out from his goal line. Wayne Chalice going to dummy half, trying to slip through from there, but caught on the tackle. Batiste. That's a good workmanlike run. As is that from Trevor Gilmeister. Danny Shepherd coming away with a strong forward-moving burst. Truella. Oh, there could be another try on the end of this. The ball's gone deep. It's going to be chased. I think it was pushed forward. Oh, they've really come up with a blunder there, Canterbury. They had a try really at their mercy then. Let's see that again. It was a ricochet off a player. The ball went back towards the Eastern Suburbs line. He tried to pick it up, dropped it. Andrew Farah came in and picked up the dregs, but by then the referee had ruled knock on. Well, there's Laurie Spina. He's fed the ball and won the scrum. There's McGahn again, labouring away for another 10-metre gain. Now, he's not well after that. That will be pretty sore in the ribs, one would think. David Gillespie was the man responsible. We've already seen him get, I think it was Trevor Gilmeister in a crushing tackle, stopped him dead in his tracks when he was moving pretty fast, round about the halfway line. And now this one on Hugh McGann, arguably the best forward in the Eastern Suburbs pack. Okay, now let's get back to the action here. We've had about 34 minutes. 6-4 in Eastern Suburbs' favour. Worth gets a high, towering kick. The breeze is holding it up. It'll go to Potter on the full. Takes it well. Tries to get through the defence. Just fails. There was a tackle there from Smith that put him away. Muller runs from dummy half. Potter. Alchin. Muller goes there to dummy half again. There's Gillespie. He's tackled just about 10 yards short of the halfway line. Out to Lamb now. Lamb has propped and come back on the inside quite a lot. Alchin. That ball's gone out there to Glenn Frendo. But desperately close to going over the sideline. Lamb putting up a high bomb. Well taken at the second attempt. Slippery Morris tried to take it and dropped it, and Worth was there to fall on it. Away to Batiste. Batiste has done very, very well. He's come back from being just a player that took the ball up a couple of years ago to a player who fancies himself as somewhat of a ball distributor. Well, there it is again. Alchin down the bottom, Gillespie up the top. It looks like he's okay. He will continue for another 4 minutes. Then they'll have a rest. Eastern Suburbs. Chuella at dummy half. Danny Shepherd got a one-handed pass away. Back to Batiste. And Gillespie's there again. Well, the kick's been put through by McGann. Frendo's got it. He's tackled just inside Eastern Suburbs half. Muller, way to Sandy Campbell. Muller again, out to Alchin, Lamb, Folks. The ball has been thrown right over the sideline by the Andrew Farrer, who's pretty disconsolate about the whole action. See it again, they had the opportunity here to get downfield a little bit. There was a move afoot, Chalice has come in, but there was an overlap on the end of that. With about 3 minutes to go to half-time, Canterbury get a penalty. Andrew Farrer takes the kick. Back towards the halfway line. Or back towards the quarter line, one should say. Muller to take the tap onto Alchin. Frender. 4 straight penalties to Canterbury Bankstown. Out to Alchin. Langman, cut out pass, went to Farrer. It's been kicked over the sideline. Bit of uncharacteristic handling in this Canterbury side today. Their fans will be a little bit displeased with that. Spina. Brendan Hall. Morris trying to dispossess himself of 2 tacklers. There he goes again. Gillespie there to monster him around about the halfway. Batiste. I think he's lost the ball. He has. Terry Lamb's come up with it. Onto Peter Tunks. Going to pass away to Hagan. Potter's a dummy half. Gillespie. Not put down. Out to Lamb. Langmack changes direction. Potter. Stephen Folkes there to carry it forward another couple of yards. Muller. Lamb. There's a beautiful pass from Andrew Farah outside there to Frendo. As the handover. It's exactly the same as the last action. Well, they've got room to move here. As they don't do anything silly. Tessman. French goes very close to getting through the defence there. It's against Hagan for failure to get away from the tackled player. So that'll relieve the situation for Eastern Suburbs and give them a break, because this will be half-time coming up in the not too far distant future. Danny Shepherd is a look-alike for the Canterbury Bankstown player Paul Dunn, who was formerly with Eastern Suburbs. Gilmeister. Got a one-handed pass away, and that will be the end of the section as the hooter goes to the background. So try to Eastern Suburbs, going to Gary Worth. The goal to David Smith, 1 from 2 he's had. Canterbury's tries to Sandy Campbell. The goal came, or no goal for them, 6-4 is the score.
Last season was a good one. The game's on the up and up. This year, it'll be even better. The battle for the Winfield Cup. True, we've lost some giants. They were a credit to the game. But we've also found some young'uns. They promise to be the same. That's what the big game's all about. It happens every year. We lose a few of our heroes, but find others who know no fear. We see them give it all they know. We see them give it their best shot. It's whether unknown or famous, you gotta give it all you got. That season was a good one. We saw a big man walking tall. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
Well, I guess just before the start of the second half of this match, it's time to congratulate the Halifax club for their splendid win in the Challenge Cup final, 19-18. An enthralling game to watch. Steve Folkes is the brother-in-law of the Chris Anderson, the successful captain coach of Halifax, winner of that Silk Cut Challenge Cup final. And I guess everyone here in Australia will be very, very pleased for him, and also for Graeme Hughes. Okay, and away we go for the second half with Andrew Farah getting them away. It's going to be taken by Hugh McGann. Away to Morris. Morris comes back to the quarter and gets backslammed fairly hard. Graeme Hughes, you've got Steve Mortimer there who would be playing, one would think.
Thanks, Rex. Steve, Halifax, a fabulous victory at Wembley, and old Chris Anderson bows out in triumph.
Terrific, mate. I enjoyed the game, and I enjoyed seeing 2 champions walk out on top. Terrific.
Yeah, just like Price and Cronin from last year, but Canterbury now with it all to do in the second half.
Yeah, it's very hard. We had our chances probably a few times in the first half. We used to really come out with a heap of enthusiasm, but I'm confident a little bit of a luck and it'll come our way.
a lot of mistakes in the ball handling department. Are they going to shorten their passes up in the second half?
Shorten it up and control the ball, exactly that, and just take any opportunity that this does come our way, but probably play the ball. That's the most important factor at this stage.
No problems with more on the back next Sunday?
No, I'm 80%, and as the doctor said, miss out this week, or if I played, I could have chanced 6 or 7 weeks, so I would definitely be back next week.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
Okay, we're back with the action here, and Canterbury Bankstown have just attempted to move the ball out along the back line. They had plenty there, but nothing came of it. They lost possession, and the referee has ruled on that. It was a knock-on, evidently, by an Eastern Suburbs player. Alchin to feed the scrum on the Eastern Suburbs quarter. Farrow played at 5'8" on the opening scrum. He's back in the centres now. And there is a scrum penalty. I must say, I don't know how anyone gets how anyone is able to figure who was responsible for the transgression in a scrum like that when everybody goes down. But it's gone to Eastern Suburbs, and they'll be able to get themselves downfield fairly successfully with this one. A very good kick indeed. About 12 yards the other side of halfway. Danny Shepherd runs up hard, got to within about 8 metres of the quarter. Trevor Gilmeister getting slowly to his feet. And there's a penalty. A penalty against Stephen Folkes. Or Paul Lang. Yes, I think it might be Paul Langmack, who was, I think, discussing that with the referee, but the penalty has gone to Eastern Suburbs. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moves in now, and it's successful. Right out of the back of the ground, so the Eastern Suburbs side have come up with a score that leads 8 points to 4 against Canterbury Bankstown. Now I suggest that Eastern Suburbs will be playing the game. Their match plan will be to play the game as much as possible away from their own area. And they've got a strong breeze behind them. Canterbury were not able to take much in the way of an advantage of that breeze. McGahn takes it well, runs up the straight to the middle of the field, gets to the quarter line. They're trying to push him back. Morris ran about 4 metres there and was driven back. Oh, Batista's got rid of it, knocked it in the air. It's picked up by Terry Lamb now. Gillespie running from dummy half, swung round. Muller runs from dummy half. Nearly broken in two with a tackle there by Truella. Tunk's driven hard towards the ground. Muller, Alchin, Lamb, last tackle. Well, there was a trip in there, according to the referee. Let's see that again. Well, I could see the leg go out, but I couldn't see who was responsible for it. It was one of the Eastern Suburbs forwards. We'll see it again from another angle. Yes, indeed. Well, it was number 9 there, Trevor Gilmeister, who was responsible for pulling off that. Well, it was a kick more than a trip. So the score will change again, perhaps. Terry Lamb doesn't make a habit of missing these from close range. Moving in now. He makes it. So that's back with the status quo once again. It's Eastern Suburbs 8, Canterbury 6. Just the inside of halfway. Batiste. Back slammed hard there by Gillespie. Well, Danny Shepherd there, running very well. Spina works the other side of the ruck onto Hugh McGann. Streams through. Gets a pass away to Spina. Spina's tackled. Only about 4 metres short. Truella. McGann. Brendan Hall. Tessman. About 3 metres short now. Gets to his feet. Penalty. 10 minutes in the sin bin. In the sin bin to Michael Alchin for failure to get away from a tackle player. We're watching it on the State Bank replay. And I think that's fairly consistent. Moves in, and it's successful. So the score then is now Eastern Suburbs 10, Canterbury 6. Muller onto Stephen Tunks, back to Muller. Potter. Tunks. Andrew Farah. Well, that was just too good. It was just too good. A very nice kick by Langmack. The State Bank replay will show the little right-hand break at the end of it to put this scrum down about 1 metre or 5 metres out from the Eastern Suburbs line. Laurie Spin. One against the feed, 2. It's the second against the feed to Muller. Langmack. Muller, Pat Jarvis, pounding the line. Muller, away to Potter. Potter gets a kick through, and he's in. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The great little kick around the side. And see it again on the State Bank replay. The ball had been fumbled by Muller, and there he goes. He gets a little kick through between the legs there of Smith and picks it up on the run and's over from head on. Muller had to make a meal of that. He didn't get it in the first attempt. Around came Potter. Potter puts the little grubber kick through. It's gone beautifully and picks it up and scores the try. Well, Michael Potter, 23 years of age, is absolutely beautifully accomplished footballer. He does. So Canterbury now lead Eastern Suburbs by 12 to 10. Graeme Hughes.
Great comeback by Canterbury, Bankstown, and superb creative football by Michael Potter, because the referee, Kevin Roberts, had signalled back to the first tackle after that ball was touched in the play of the ball incident. He took the option, Michael Potter, and that's what creative football is all about. Excellent the way he picked that ball up.
Just superb. Okay, here he comes right now, bringing it back towards the quarter line. And incidentally, that try was scored with Alchin from the field. So that's all the more commendable. Jarvis. Well, we'll see whether Eastern Suburbs have got the capability to come back. Well, Gary Worth took that. I don't know whether he chose the right option. We've got a dog on the field at the moment. Mike Challis tried to work a runaround move there and came to nothing. Morris Danny Shepherd. Laurie Spina. Got it away to Gary Worth as he fell. Worth is a very good attacking sort of a... Oh, now Wayne Chalice has spilt the ball and Canterbury Bankstown have got back in possession. They've got to retain that ball and for longer periods. Gillespie, 10 metres short of the halfway line. Well, you don't often see this lad hurt in a tackle. Let's just see the State Bank replay and see if we can pick out what happened. Just a case of a cork or one of those conditions. The shoulder coming in contact with the thigh or something like that. So Paul Dunn on in number 24. It's hardly the way to come on though. David Gillespie getting a round of applause from the crowd here who've appreciated his work, his devastating tackling and his powerhouse running. And it's the third one that against the scrum, against the feed to Muller. Astonishing performance, and there's been a knock-on. No, there's been a tackling of the player, the holding of the player, so... Well, we didn't see it indicated clearly on the State Bank replay there, but it's going to be worth probable 2 points to Canterbury Bankstown, which will put them in a position of being 4 points ahead, 12-10 to 14-10. Well, there's Jason Alchin in the trank. Yes, coming back right now. Well, it's amazing how these things go. I mean, he's been off the field and they've scored a try, kicked a goal, and now the possibility of another goal with him just back on field now. So there's Terry Lamb getting another goal. So with 19 and a half minutes to go, Eastern Suburbs trail Canterbury by 10 points to 14. Well, now here they come. This is getting towards the last chance with 10 minutes to go. They've got to sustain some pressure now. Danny Shepherd comes round the blind side of the ruck. Chuella, Mackay had a good game in reserve grade. Trevor Gilmeister trying to weave his way through. Ryan, big dummy. Saw that last week with Paul Langmack. There's McGann. Just been pushed back 1 metre out from the, or half a metre out from the line. And there it was. The error being created there with Canterbury coming up with the ball. Jason Alchin scurries away another 7 or 8 metres, now to Terry Lamb. Upfield. Out to Stephen Folkes. Back to Farrar. He's kicked away from Worth, which is a good ploy. Morris, again, didn't like that inside pass there. He had people sweating on it. Straight into the gap goes Mackay. Mackay to French. French is running beautifully. Steps. Oh, there's a certain try. It's a try still. It's a try still. Glenn Frendo didn't knock the ball dead. We'll see that again on the replay. But Mackay, the replacement forward that came on, John Mackay, slipped the ball to French. French took it one-handed. Had his pass knocked down by Frendo. There it was. Now let's see if we can see. Well, yes, quite definitely a dead set try. We'll see it again in another aspect. There's Mackay going into a gap. Played a beautiful game in reserve grade. Away to David Smith. Smith got a one-handed pass away. And there was the try. No argument about it, Graeme Hughes.
I'm not going to put any argument into it. I thought David Smith had erred when he tried to beat Potter by himself. He hesitated for a fraction. He could have moved to Potter a lot quicker and put Chalice in unchecked. But poor old Glenn Frendo, he did all the right thing. He got to in between the ball carrier Smith and Chalice, knocking the ball down, but couldn't get the pass. Couldn't get the bounce.
Yes, well, that's... now we've got David Smith coming up with an attempted goal that can put them ahead again. 14 all at the moment. Strikes it. It is there. And the place erupts. It is absolutely bedlam here at Henson Park as the supporters of Eastern Suburbs give themselves a chance of winning this game once again. Muller, Lamb, Dunn. Well, the Eastern Suburbs defence holds. Out to Lamb. Taken there by Gary Worth. Just a metre or so from the Eastern Suburbs line. Paying religious attention to the 5 metres on the ruck as the referee. That was Ryan. Mackay to McGann, and McGann's busted them. Got a pass away. Wayne Chalice fell on it. Play on. 6 to go. Chalice runs on his own from dummy half. Can't get through. Put down. Truella at dummy half now. On to Hardy. Hardy trying to weave his way through, and there it is. There's the buzzer. And there's a major upset. Eastern Suburbs 16 have defeated Canterbury Bankstown 14. The try scorers for Eastern Suburbs have been Worth and Chalice, and Smith has kicked 4 goals from 5 attempts. For Canterbury Bankstown, Campbell and Potter have scored a try each, and Lamb has kicked 3 goals. So that's the incredible result here today. Canterbury Bankstown gone down to Eastern Suburbs 16-14.
Again, plenty of upsets and plenty of action in another weekend of Winfield Cup football. Let's go to all the highlights of the other games.
In front of a good local crowd, the Sharks bit first after Michael Speechley kicked. Mark McGaw displayed fingertip control before giving Dan Staines the final pass. 8 minutes later, Greg Nixon made it look easy, and Cronulla held a handy 16-2 lead at half-time. South Sydney needed a try early in the second half, but Cronulla scored first through Alan Wilson. It was only late in the match that 2 South Sydney tries made the scoreline look respectable. Final score, Sharks 28, Rabbitohs 18.
At the SCG, St George's Brian Johnston was the star of the day, his first try coming off a Craig Young pass. Johnston's second try was a gem after Kokas found the gap up the middle. The St George centre performs a juggling act but manages to hold the ball and cross the line. Shortly before half-time, Penrith put up the bomb, and it was Mark Robinson who was able to ground the ball. And with the conversion, Saints led 16-8 at the break. In the second half, Johnson's hat-trick came off a clever Kokas pass. But 10 minutes later, Greg Alexander put Penrith closer, stretching out for the line. However, St George hung on to win 20 points to 12. At the Wollongong Showground, a record crowd of nearly 13,000 came to watch the locals take on Parramatta, and the home team wasn't going to disappoint its fans when Dean Carney regathered his own kick to put the Steelers in front. Parramatta hit back 10 minutes from half-time after Mark Laurie found Takarangi, but the Steelers still had a 4-point lead at the break. 10 minutes into the second half, Danny Krenchevich put the Eels to within 2 points of Illawarra. But it was the clever work of Trevor Kissel in the 71st minute who sealed the Steelers' first ever victory over the Eels. Illawarra 16, Parramatta 8.
At North Sydney Oval, the Bears were boosted by the return of 3 international players, including John Doherty making his debut for the club. But it was Western Suburbs who took an early lead after John Elias found the opening in the Bears' defence. North Sydney led 8 points to 6 at half-time, but few could have predicted the Magpie Blitz scoring 18 points in just 8 minutes, including this spectacular try to fullback Ian Naden. A stunned North Sydney team staged a late revival with tries to Ian French and this one to winger Andrew Simons, but the Bears just couldn't bridge the gap. The final score, Western Suburbs defeating North Sydney 24 points to 20.
Some great action there again on the Winfield Cup football. Let's just check those results for you. Manly 18, Canberra 10. St George finally on deck over Penrith 20 to 12. West trying to get off the bottom of the table 24, North 20. Illawarra in a shock result 16, Parramatta 8. Cronulla 28, South 18. And Eastern Suburbs in another major upset 16, Canterbury 14. Now the competition table looks like this. Balmain after the bye on 18. Eastern Cronulla in hot pursuit. Manly starting to put it together on 13. Canterbury and Canberra locked together on 12, as South and Illawarra are on 10 points. Penrith, Parramatta and Norths on 8. St George on 7 and Western Suburbs on 6. Now next weekend, South Sydney take on Eastern Suburbs. Canterbury go up against Canberra. Manly against Illawarra. Parramatta take on Norths. West against St George. Penrith go up against the Tigers. And Cronulla Sutherland enjoy the bye this weekend. Well, as I said at the top of the program, a chance this week for 2 of Australia's greatest rugby league players to go out on a winning note. Chris Anderson and Graeme Hughes taking out the 1987 Challenge Cup final at Wembley with their side Halifax. And what a great day it was for the Australians. Also 2 other Australians in the lineup, Keith Neller and Grant Ricks, and it was a magnificent spectacle at Wembley last Saturday. Halifax 19, St Helens 18.
The referee, the man in charge, John Holsworth, and the cup final of 87 is underway, and the first man to take it for the Halifax side is the lock forward John Pendlebury, and he takes play to the 22. McCallion now, a dummy half, feeding Dixon, and he takes it upfield before he's claimed in the tackle. Beavers, bumping run upfield, takes play to the 22. Still no score in the Challenge Cup final from Wembley. Stevens with the switch of play. Oh, solid defence again. Stevens, beautiful hands. Chance. First try. Goes to Wolf George. Halifax in the lead. Tremendous play by Mick Scott. Here's the conversion attempt. There it goes. It's got the distance. It's there. So Halifax in the lead by 6 points to 0. 15 minutes of play gone in the first half. As we look at this in replay, you'll see the great combination of the second row forwards. Stevens was in there as well. And this pass finally up to Wilf George. He goes over in the corner. 6-0. So Paul Lachlan, the leading point scorer, a mammoth game against Carlisle in the Lancashire Cup, scoring 40 points from 2 tries and 16 goals in that match. He's had a tremendous strike rate at 87. How will he handle the Wembley nerves? No trouble whatsoever. So the scoreline changes. Only 4 points separate the two sides. Halifax 6, leads St Helens 2. Stevens. Eadie. Beautiful pass from Eadie. But Whitfield claimed in the tackle. Dixon, head down for the line. Here's the final tackle. Watch for McCallion from dummy half. He scored. Seamus McCallion becomes the first Irishman to score a try at Wembley. And a chance for yet another 2 points via the right boot of Colin Whitfield. Up go the flags. Halifax lead by 12 points to 2 in the 1987 Wembley Challenge Cup final. Burke on the 22 with the ball and the switch of play by Leichhardt on the blind side to Andy Platt. He's put Elia through the gap. He's up over halfway. This is a test for Graeme Eadie. He's got too much pace. Mark Elia scores for St Helens. And he stood the former Australian fullback up so easily with pace. And the immediate reply by the Saints. It's 12 points to 6. And a chance for Lachlan to make it 12 points to 8. And then we have really got a ball game on our hands here at Wembley. Wait for the crowd. He's kicked it. 12 points to 8. Halifax still lead by 4. And Arkwright goes into the second row. Good scrum win. Graeme Eadie for the line. Try! Oh yes, Graeme Eadie. Great joy and jubilation in the Halifax camp. And I wonder what it's like at the Manly Leagues Club back in Sydney.
Well, a tremendous try that. It was great work there from John Pendlebury. He did a good job taking away 2 players right out of the game, throwing a good long pass here to Graeme Eadie, who quite easily could have been tackled in another situation, but it was just straight determination that got him over under the post. I think it was a magnificent try.
There's the kick. Up go the flags, and the scoreline changes once again here at Wembley.
I think it was a magnificent try, and it's just capped off a great 50 minutes that he's played so far. He's been one of the most effective players on the park, and pleasing to see him get those points.
Well, here goes Lachlan. Lachlan for the try line, and a reply by St Helens. Paul Lachlan scores his 11th try of the 87 season. Watch for Stevens from dummy half, skirting close to the ruck. He spins it wide. Pendlebury with a drop goal attempt. It's there. 19 points to 12 at Wembley. Round. The trot. Round scores. He's come on as a replacement in his cup debut, and he's brought St Helens back into this cup final. The leading point scorer in the English League makes no mistake, and only 1 point separate the two sides in a gripping cup final. Could this be St Helens' last chance?
I certainly think it is.
To pull this cup final out of the fire. It's all over. Graeme Eadie did a handstand in the middle of the Wembley Stadium. Halifax win their first cup final since 1939 in the swan song for Graeme Eadie and captain coach Chris Anderson. The jubilation in the Halifax camp. Look at Chris Anderson, he can't believe it. Well, here's the moment that Chris Anderson has been waiting for. Up the stairs to the Royal Box. The presentation by His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. He received a Cup Winners' Medal at the age of 19 back in 1975. And he becomes only the 3rd Australian to join Harry Barth and Keith McClellan as an Australian captain to lift the Challenge Cup. Harry Barth in 1950, Keith McClellan in 1957. 30 years later, that honour is Chris Anderson's. Fabulous moment for a marvellous footballer and a great ambassador for Rugby League, not only in Australia, but in Great Britain as well. a moment that he will cherish for years to come.
Well, a fabulous win there for Chris Anderson and Graeme Eadie. Well, I trust you've enjoyed all the action once more on this Winfield week of Rugby League. Until next week, I'm Graeme Hughes, saying goodbye for now.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup.
It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot. Making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize?